Man, get up here in the Zoloft and get your head right.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Zoloft. Man, I saw something else on Fox News the other day that got me irritated. Watch.
In America, we see this creeping radicalism where homeless people are literally taking over neighborhoods, sleeping on people's private property as well. And California is in a shambles.
Look here, dang it. There's nothing radical about this. This is not due to radical policies. This is the result of policies of constitutional rebellion. And rebels against the Constitution is who the Democrats have always been. And when you rebel against the U.S. Constitution, you invite poverty, oppression, and murder. Oh, and doo-doo on the sidewalk. I'm like the only conservative in new media who can include the word doo-doo and still make an intelligent sound of argument. Aren't you lucky I'm on your side? Now, I highly recommend y'all watch my video, Losing on Language, and give my book a solid right cross. Dang, look at that form. Bow, bow, whoop, whoop. Culture war coaching from a Christian conservative artist. But y'all, the thing I really wanted to focus in on is this crackheaded idea that somehow this is a result of capitalism. And conservatives are just as much at fault as anybody for the stigma that's been placed on capitalism. Because conservatives promote capitalism as if it's all about making money. Capitalism is not defined by how much money you make. It's defined by what the state doesn't have the power to take. But conservatives promote capitalism with the focus on making money. And people receive that as capitalist Republicans valuing profits over people. Even though it's always been the Democrats who have shown that they value profits over people. Y'all might remember that thing that Democrats always try to throw up in our face called slavery. That thing that Democrats fought to keep legal. Why? Because they valued profits over people. You're not really human, and I'm gonna make money off of you. And as it is today, we see that Democrats value profits over prenatal kids. And since Democrats are making it illegal to kill postnatal kids, you know that time when you Democrats insisted that that's when a kid is human, now a viable person with rights? Well, you're the ones making it illegal to kill them now. So now we can say with even more certainty, as we always have, that Democrats value profits over people. Now let's examine Leslie's slanderous claims about capitalism and how it supposedly does this.
This is not socialism. What this is actually capitalism. It's people pushing out individuals that can't afford housing. They're building very expensive housing in Southern California
3%
and Northern California. And when they build more houses, they don't have affordable housing or rental units for people. That's why we have more families on the street. What we need is not just legislation that sweeps these people up. What we need is something that's going to protect these neighborhoods, but also address the problem.
Look here. We greedy capitalists don't benefit off of people having no money. We don't benefit off of people not being able to afford our products and services. We want everybody making money so they can spend that money lining our greedy pockets. If our products and services are too expensive for people to afford, it's because of the overreaching socialist regulations that are put on by these Democrats because they want the state to own industries. Businesses got to recover their costs to survive the oppressive costs of the state. That's what causes people to not be able to afford things. Again, we want more people to be able to afford things, to make us greedy capitalists richer. But that don't mean anything, and it certainly don't mean capitalism if the state has the power to violate your constitutional right to property. That being taxing your income. But y'all, it's a simple economic principle, and once again, capitalism has nothing to do with why this happens. If you're really greedy and you want to make more money, sell things for less. Make your products and services more affordable. That's how you make more money. But these collectivist, surf-minded Democrats don't want these people off the streets. They don't ever want them to get off the streets. They need these people on the streets so they can say, see, this is why we need to implement socialism and let the state take ownership of industries and profits so we can end poverty and hunger. Meanwhile, throughout history and right under our nose, homelessness grows where socialism is allowed to grow. Capitalism doesn't do this. Collectivist policies do this. Capitalism protects the individual from the state violating your right to property. Therefore, the individual is free to save, invest, and be charitable. What do you think Jesus meant when he said, you receive from me freely, now go freely give? You can't freely give when the state is taking from you. Jesus gave freely. He wasn't made to do it. He volunteered. He didn't have to. And with us, we should have the freedom to help our neighbor. We don't have the freedom to help our neighbor. The state taxes our ability to help our neighbor. And this is what happens to our neighbors. You can't be charitable in socialism because you can't give of your own free will. And the state has already taken what you could have been charitable with. The only reason why charity wouldn't seem to increase under capitalism is because more people who would need the charity are instead now working. Why? Because more businesses would have hiring power. Because the state wouldn't have the power to steal from them. Capitalism protects from that. And more people can get off the streets, saving some of that money they earn, be able to afford that rent. You know, because the state wouldn't be stealing from the people, saying it's for our own good. And on top of that, the landlords can rent for less because they want renters. And don't let anybody fool you into thinking that the poor don't pay taxes. Democrats put in tax policies that tax everybody, including the freaking dead. Yeah, low-income earners get a return. They don't get all their money back though. They're kept complacent with that lump sum they get back. But it ain't all the money that the government took from them. Capitalists aren't the ones stealing from the poor. It's the Democrats with their agenda of serfdom that makes it legal to steal from you against the Constitution, while suckering you into thinking they're doing you a favor. Don't be a sucker, y'all. Get the book. Wow. Aren't you lucky I'm on your side?